David Ornstein has just dropped a crazy bomba out of nowhere. Tottenham are working on a double deal to sign Savinho and Omar Marmoush from Manchester City, and the talks are advancing as we speak. So before I get into all the news, be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. And I just want to say a great big thank you to you guys for 1.5K subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I love you guys so much. I can't thank you enough. And we are now on the road to 2K. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video, hype it, whatever YouTube needs nowadays. And let's get into the news. So David Ornstein has said that Tottenham Hotspur are working on a double deal to sign Savinho and Omar Marmoush from Manchester City. Tottenham Hotspur are aiming to land both the 22-year-old Brazilian winger plus the 27-year-old Egyptian forward as key targets to strengthen the attack. Not done, but talks with Manchester City are advancing per The Athletic. Again, Savinho has been ready to join. He's been ready to join for a long time, but out of nowhere, Omar Marmoush comes in from the top rope and he is open to joining Spurs. And talks aren't at preliminary stages. No, they're advanced, which is insane because in my previous video, which you can check out right here, I said that I thought that Marmoush wasn't very likely because I never saw Manchester City selling both Savinho and Marmoush in the same window. I thought that was ludicrous, especially since Manchester City are selling a bunch of players and they need to sign more attackers. So I was like, there's no way they would sell both Savinho and Marmoush in the same window. But this news just proved my theory completely wrong. And it's looking like it's going to be both Marmoush and Savinho. And then Sky Sports with the tap in as well. They reported the exact same thing. Their words exactly. Both players are essentially surplus requirements at Manchester City, and Spurs are very interested in both. Not one, but both. Now, why is this so big? And I don't think you even need me to tell you why this is so big, but that for over a year, we were looking at Savinho saying like, let's just get this done. And then we were obviously linked to Gakpo and we were kind of underwhelmed and there's mixed opinions on Gakpo. I get that. But out of nowhere, Marmoush comes in and we were always hearing about, oh, there's this crazy magical bomba that's coming. There's another bomba waiting. And then we heard Gakpo and we're like, there's no way that this is the bomba, bro. There's no way. And there was rumors saying that Tottenham were always going to sign one more attacker. If Richarlison or Solanke were to leave, there's always going to be one more that's coming in. And now it's looking that that one more was always Omar Marmoush. Now, I don't know how close we are. I don't know if I want to say 70, 50%. I'm not 100% sure, but advanced means that this is going in a very good direction. And usually when people say advanced, it doesn't typically break down from there unless things go crazy. Now, the one part that we haven't spoken about yet is the money. We're looking at about 140 million pounds combined. Now, if you break that down, you're looking at about roughly 70 million to 75 million pounds for each, which if you offered me that, if we could get Savinho and Marmoush for 70 million pounds, I'd probably take that. I would probably take that. But let's be real. We already know that Manchester City will try to squeeze out more money from Tottenham to ensure they get the max value for their sale. Now, if we include what we spent this summer already, plus if we be charitable, let's just say that Savinho and Marmoush go for 140 million pounds. That would be a combined spend of 370 million pounds roughly in one window, which would easily be our biggest transfer window expenditure in our history as a club. But we obviously had a lot of sales in there, so that does offset it. It's not going to be net 370. It's going to be somewhere around maybe like 150, maybe close to 200 roughly. Now, Zerbi did wonders to keep Tottenham up in the Premier League last season. And I assume that Zerbi went to the board and said, if I keep you up, I'm getting what I want. And we're seeing this play out right in front of our eyes. From day one, the links were crazy. We got in Van Hecke, we got in Senesi, we got in Robertson, we got in Tonali, we got in Fernandez, and now it took us a little bit. We didn't sign any players for 30 plus days, but now it's looking like we're about to drop the double hammer on the squad. And if we do get these players in, this arguably could be Tottenham's greatest transfer window of all time. And it probably already is easily top 3. Some might already say it's the best transfer window of all time. But if we do get Marmoush and Savinho, this easily becomes Tottenham's greatest transfer window of all time. And it's funny because this was Zerbi's exact quote on how he does transfers. He said, in the transfer market, when I want one player, I become like a shark. No chance to say no. Now, we thought Angelo was a thing. We thought well, I don't even know if we thought that Frank pull was a thing. I don't know if anyone thought that. I might have thought that at one point. But the Zerbi pull has a different type of pull. When the Zerbi knocks, you're not saying no. He will drag you out of your home, and he will ensure that you sign in blood. But I've been questioning this the entire day, and how do you sign 2 forwards from the same club at once, especially since Manchester City have been incredibly difficult when it comes to the Savinho saga? Well, Fabrizio Romano came in and said it this morning. He said that, in his own words, 2 wingers, Savinho or Neto, plus Gakpo, and 1 center striker. Marmoush or Jackson are the main options as of now. So let me get this straight. Gakpo's still there. We're going to probably get Savinho. And on top of that, Marmoush is going to be there. It's not just 2. It is literally all 3. Gakpo, Marmoush, Savinho, which this tells us that Gakpo is going to be a winger signing, which means Marmoush is easily coming in to be the striker signing, and Savinho might be the right side signing, which if we have a front 3 of Gakpo, Marmoush, Savinho, top 4 bare minimum. Dare I say 3rd? F it. Dare I say 2nd? Actually, you know what? Dare I say... Let me stop right there. Now, this is the one caveat that Romano has said. He says that the wingers are the top priority, and Spurs will sign 2. The striker only happens if they have the budget and a good opportunity. So that probably means that if we want to sign Marmoush, that might mean that one of Richarlison or Solanke will be leaving. A question for you guys right now. Pause the video and let me know down below in the comments. We have to sell one, Richarlison or Solanke. Who are you selling? Let me know down below. So it's clear now, Savinho wants Tottenham, Tottenham wants Savinho, and the only thing in the way is that the 2 clubs still cannot agree on what he's worth. Savinho hasn't trained in probably about a week due to quote-unquote illness, but even in the latest Manchester City training video, he was not seen in training still. Now, there has been a lot of rumors out there that Spurs have submitted an £85 million bid, but I don't know how true this is specifically. I haven't seen too many reliable sources come out and say this verbatim. It's been a lot of aggregators or sources that are not really tier 1. But there's a rumored £85 million bid out there. And the latest value I saw just today was potentially £100 million, which would be insane for Savinho. What is true is that the deal is definitely close. What is not true is that I don't think there's a bid. And what is most likely true is that we're probably going to get Savinho. But what is likely true as well is that I don't know when it's going to happen. So hold, but the rumors is that Tottenham would like to get Savinho wrapped up before the Brentford game. And in order for this to happen, they have to register him by noon on Friday. So there's a clock ticking, and Tottenham's goal is to get Savinho in before that deadline. Now, Jeremy Doku has actually been injured in the last couple days here, and he's rumored to be out for a few weeks. So could this potentially affect the Marmoush and Savinho deals? I don't know, but at this rate, it's still looking like the deals are going to get done. So I don't know what City are thinking, but they could potentially have some major signings on the way if they're willing to let go of Marmoush and Savinho, even though Doku is injured. Now, the scary part about this entire Savinho saga is the fallback. So if Savinho does not happen, Romano has said that Pedro Neto of Chelsea is the alternative to Savinho. Now, I don't know what you guys think about Pedro Neto, but that is a hard no for me. To go from Savinho to Neto would be honestly dreadful. And I liked Neto when he was at Wolves, and we were linked to him about 2 summers ago. But his stint as Chelsea has just made me say, damn no to Neto. Because the main thing about Pedro Neto is that he's just such a stupid player. This guy's ball IQ is just not there. He's obviously a very good dribbler. He's very quick. And he actually has been known to get a couple decent goals and assists. I don't think his goals and assists record is too bad. But the problem with Neto is it just feels like such a lateral move. And I know Savinho hasn't really been this crazy, spectacular phenomenon, but somehow, some way, even though Savinho has only scored 2 goals in the past 2 seasons, Neto still feels like a step down. I could be crazy here, but let me know if you guys would like Neto at Spurs, or if I'm just talking shit right now. Cody Gakpo is the second winger option that Tottenham have been linked to this summer transfer window. Personal terms are not a problem, and the deal is stuck behind a completely different transfer at another club. Fabrizio Romano has said that Cody Gakpo is open to joining Tottenham. Personal terms are not a problem, and the negotiation is still ongoing despite rumors it was potentially off. Now, there has been some reports that Liverpool have rejected a £60 million bid from Tottenham, and Liverpool are always likely to reject that because they want more than that for Cody Gakpo. But I think the truthful domino that needs to fall here is Barcola. Romano called it a domino. Barcola to Liverpool and Gakpo to Tottenham, one of the domino deals of the final 2 weeks. And he went on to say that if Gakpo leaves, Liverpool will plan to sign 2 wingers plus Barcola plus 1 more. So that's good news for Liverpool fans. So in order for Gakpo to sign for Spurs, Barcola has to go to Liverpool. Until that happens, I don't think Spurs will be signing Gakpo. Now let's focus on the striker position. The third slot is a center striker, and Romano says the 2 main options right now are Omar Marmoush and Nicholas Jackson. So we spoke about Marmoush before, but let's focus on Nicholas Jackson because this one actually interests me a lot. Now I know Nicholas Jackson's name has almost become a bit of a meme at this point, but don't get it twisted, he's a very good striker. His goals and assists records for the past 2 or 3 seasons has been really good. And even at Bayern Munich, where he got little to no minutes, he still put up double digits for goals and assists. And on top of that, he has a very high technical ability. He's a very smart striker. He has good movement, and his link-up play is very good. And the main reason why Jackson would be a phenomenal signing for Spurs is the fact that he's exactly the striker that a Zerbi system would require. Now, the only issue with Jackson is that his finishing is inconsistent. And I know you're probably going to say, like, hey, we need the goals, blah, blah, blah. I hear that, but again, his goals and assist record isn't too bad. And if he can just get the proper finishing ability down to pat, this guy could be an insane signing for Spurs under Zerbi. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Chelsea sell Jackson to Spurs. And if they do, it's not going to be for cheap. And there's also some conflicting reports here too. Ali Gold, who covers Spurs, said that Tottenham are not expected to explore any move for Jackson at all. And Jackson himself is pushing for Aston Villa. So we have a bit of a journalist battle here when it comes to the information that's being provided. Now, Romano's information is the latest that we have on this, and Gold's was from earlier this month. So let's just see how this one plays out. But my mind is saying that Jackson probably won't happen. So just as I wrapped up recording, we got some late night BOMBA news from HimothyReports. He says on Twitter, an ITK for Spurs, understand that Omar Marmoush has spoken to RDZ and is eager to join, to be used as a 9. Fee likely to reach around 150 million. Doesn't say euros or pounds. I'm going to assume pounds, including bonuses. They want a double deal agreed as they feel it's a better bargaining chip when it comes to negotiating with City. Deal is very advanced, he says. If completed, they will wait for Barcola and or Mbai moves to materialize and move for Gakpo. That will very likely be the business done with right back, most likely to not be actioned until January/summer, as Himothy previously stated. So according to Himothy, he's saying the deal is very advanced. We could get a here we go tomorrow at this rate. So stay tuned. Things are going crazy, and just stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be covering all of the news. Winger 1, Savinho or Neto. Winger 2, Gakpo. And the striker, Marmoush or Jackson. Ornstein says the double deals are advancing. Romano says the wingers are the priority, and the striker only happens if the budget is there and if Richie or Solanke leaves. Under 2 weeks left to go in the window, and the season does not wait. Brentford away, Saturday, the 22nd of August, 5:30 kickoff. Unbeaten in preseason, 5 wins and a draw from 6. Now tell me in the comments, if you could only fill in one of those slots before the Brentford game, who are you choosing? Savinho, Marmoush, or Gakpo? Let me know down below. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe for more Spurs content every week. 3 slots, 2 weeks, and Zerbi says he becomes a shark when he wants a player. We are about to find out. Come on, you Spurs.